Details of your individual voluntary arrangement or IVA are held on the individual insolvency register, which is shared with the credit reference agencies. It's updated on a monthly basis, so it's likely that you'll see your IVA showing on the credit report shortly after the start date. An IVA will be kept on the credit report for 6 years from the day it starts, unless it's been extended for any reason. If it does go longer than 6 years, then it'll be removed from the credit report as soon as it ends. So an IVA will be added to your credit report. Typically, when an IVA is added to your credit report, your score will be lower. It indicates that you've had some serious problems in the past repaying debt. If your score is lower, then it means that you may struggle to get credit in the future at the best rates. When you apply for things like a credit card or a loan or a mobile phone contract, the lender will typically carry out a credit check. If you have an IVA, your score will typically be a lot lower, and it may mean that you do struggle to get accepted for those types of credits or get the best rates. You may also find that having an IVA could impact future employment opportunities. If an employer is going to run a background check on you, an IVA will show up. So this is a good opportunity when they tell you that they're going to do this, to be honest with them and explain the circumstances around why you have an IVA. If you've got an IVA and you want to apply for a loan, a credit card or a mortgage, then think about using eligibility checkers or quotations first. They don't impact your score, but they give you a good idea of what you're likely to be accepted for before you apply. It's also worth keeping in mind that if you are an IVA, then you can't apply for credit with a limit of more than £500 without your supervisor's permission. It's actually a common misconception that credit reports could affect the people you live with. Luckily, this isn't the case. People who you live with aren't affected by your IVA or anything on your own credit report unless you've applied for joint credit together. If you have applied for joint credit together, then it's likely you'll be financially associated, and when you make an application for credit, the lender can look at that person's credit report. In most cases, this means that the people living in your household won't be affected by your IVA. However, if you're in a long-term relationship or live with your partner, then it's worthwhile thinking about whether or not you have applied for joint credit in the past. And if you have, you will have a financial association recorded on your credit report. If the financial association is no longer valid, so if the account has been closed, then you need to do a financial disassociation with all the credit reference agencies to make sure that that link is broken. Having a financial association on your credit report doesn't actually affect your score that you're given from the credit reference agencies. This is just a summary of your personal borrowing history.